Welcome back to my little film and TV channel. I hope you're all staying safe and well. And we have a series today. I've just watched it on Prime. It appeared on HBO Max back in May 2021, so it's been out for a while. A lot of you might have seen this, but it's the first chance I've got to watch it because I don't have HBO Max, so it's now on Amazon Prime, and it's called Hacks. Yes, Hacks. Nothing to do with computers. So if you type in hacks, you get lots of images of hacking, of course. But no, it's nothing to do with that, of course. It's 10 times, about 28-minute episodes, so it's one of the sort of mini ones. You know, obviously it would have been 5 or 6 45, 50-minute episodes if it had been extended. So it works as 10 times 28. I binge-watched it, so it was fine. And it's a comedy drama created by Lucia Aniello, Paul W. Downs, and Jen Statsky. As I said, it premiered on May the 13th, 2021 on HBO Max. And the two main culprits plus another hanger-on. Jean Smart, the wonderful Jean Smart, is Deborah Vance, a legendary Las Vegas stand-up comedian. Hannah Einbinder as Ava Daniels. I don't know too much about this lady. A down-her-luck comedy writer. Obviously adds the young and the old there, the mixed generations, which has got to bring lots of contact, isn't it? Let's be fair about it. Carl Clemens Hopkins also stars. As I said, I'm not too worried about the sort of minor actors in this. For me, it all revolved around Jean Smart's and Hannah Einbinder's characters. But Carl Clemens Hopkins also stars as Marcus, Deborah's chief operating officer. So Deborah Vance, a legendary Las Vegas stand-up comedian, diva, needs to maintain relevance, don't we all? The head of the casino where she performs wants to pare down her performance dates. Ava is a young comedy writer who's unable to find work due to her being fired from her job over an insensitive tweet. Really? The two reluctantly team up to freshen up Deborah's material and learn to respect each other's differences. Is it any good? Was it 3rd of April 2022, 9 a.m. Rotten Tomatoes, an approval rating 100%. So positivity, I don't mean you got a score of 100%, just means all the critics approved of it, gave it a positive score. That's based on 53 critics. And its average, very, very good. Not quite 10 out of 10, but 8.4 out of 10. So that's not too shabby. And the site's consensus states, quoting from that, a prickling debut that pulls few punches, Hacks definitely balances its sharp critiques of the comedy world with more intimate moments, all the while giving the incomparable Jean Smart a role worthy of her talent. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people said it's sort of a vehicle for her, which in some extent it is, and obviously the other young lady in it is sort of pulled along with it and won't do her any harm either. An excellent partner in Hannah Einbinder, went on critics to say. Metacritic, average of 81 out of 100, so very similar. That's based on 24 critics. 22 were positive, 2 were mixed, and 0 were negative. So a lot of love out there for this. It did score between 50 and 100 out of 100. So the 50s, if you ever go to Hollywood Reporter's Inku Kang, who did this back in May last year when obviously the season aired on HBO. There's a schematic quality, she says, to the series foundation that Hacks mostly fails to outgrow in the first 6 of its 10 episodes. Deborah and Ava's boomer versus millennial, Heartland versus the coast experience versus innovation tensions are constantly telegraphed without becoming organic to the characters. Occasionally, their differences can lead to interesting discussions. Yeah, I don't disagree with a lot of that. Chicago Sun's Times Richard Rooper, who we quote a lot, he again did this back in May 2021 to give it an 88 out of 100. He said, even when we take a subplot detour into the lives of the backup players, Hacks never loses its edge. Well, it did a little bit for me. It was okay, but I wasn't really interested, which I'll go into my little thoughts in a minute in the backup players. I was interested in the two ladies. But it's when Smart and Einbinder have the floor to themselves that this show sparkles brighter than Deborah's outfits under the Vegas spotlight. Very good, very good. Meta users, here we go. Well, about the guys who watched it, Metacritic users 7.4, so that looks pretty good. So that leads us on Joe Public, doesn't it? That leads us on to the Internet Movie Database score. And excellent again. As I was recording this on the 3rd of April 2022, Internet Movie Database, 8.2 out of 10. That's based on 18,595. There's a lot of 10 out of 10s, so I've ignored them. I have ignored them. So we're still left with 13,342 people who scored it anywhere between 6 and 9. Very good. And just only a tiny 589 scored it between 2 and 5. So overall, positivity-wise, if you take that, work it out, do your stats, 96% positivity for this TV series. For me, as I said, we'll get back to these two ladies. For me, this all hinged on the relationship between the two leads. The other characters do break up the series a little bit and give us a little bit of a rest from our two warring ladies most of the time. We know they're going to get on at some stage, but then we know we're going to fall out at some stage. They're very independent women of various ages and various, sort of, not just generations. I mean, there's a big difference, isn't there? You know, we can sort of live with our family just about, but that's a struggle. So imagine living with people we don't really know that much. But yeah, none older. Say none of the other sort of minor not actors. I'm not going to criticise the acting as such, but the other characters don't really hold that much interest to me. So obviously we're left with the facts of Jean Smart as Deborah Vance and Hannah Einbinder as Ava Daniels. And thankfully, it sort of normally works for me in this to keep me watching. Even the earlier episodes, I was intrigued by how these two were going to get on. I sort of more or less knew what was going to happen, because you can tell anyway, but it still kept me watching because of the chemistry between them. Jean Smart is always excellent, of course she is. And this part, perfect for her. She fits right snugly in with it. And Hannah Einbinder, for me, is likeable, but just for herself. I think the part she plays as a comedy writer doesn't really work for me. I don't sort of get it. I found Jean's character hard-faced, brutal, and quite funny. Made me smile, and I wanted to be in a company just to see what she was going to come out with next. But Hannah plays a more reactive role in her little barbs and stuff and comments, and it never really hit home for me. Perhaps it's an age thing. I'm not too sure. I found her as a personality. I found it quite lovable, you know. But obviously the little problems she gets, the little problems she has, and the little subplots that she has, I found it very interesting. But for a so-called day job as a comedy writer, nothing she does or says in reaction to things struck me as funny in a brash way or even a comedic way. I don't know. It just doesn't fit as a comedy writer to me, because when she makes these barbed comments, as I said, with Jean Smart it works, but with Ava, it didn't really work for me. The barbed comments she makes, it just sort of went over my head. But I said that might just be me. I'm not too sure. But as a person, as a character that I wanted to stick up for and invest in, yes, very, very. But I just didn't find her actual persona, her actual job, a day job in this didn't quite work for me. So what that does to say, that doesn't mean I didn't like the series. I do. I like her getting on with life attitude and the scrape she gets into. But not so much when she's trying to be clever and comedic and hard. It doesn't quite work for me, which I suppose, as I said, it might for you. I'm not too sure. I might be missing something. So overall, I'm going to give it a good score. I thought it was a very good series. I enjoyed it. I binge watched it, got it all done in one afternoon, and I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Which, you know, if you know me, all right, not as high as some of the other guys on the critics, but if you know me, that's quite high. But as I said, I might be missing something with our young co-lead, who I did thoroughly enjoy watching. But as I said, I didn't really link with her, who she was as a writer, even when she was being interviewed at one stage. I don't give too much away by another couple, and even that sort of relationship and the comedy and the quirkiness didn't quite work. It just didn't work for me. But what do you think, guys? Anyway, so that's my opinion. But overall, a very good series. I'm looking for, I think, series 2 should be on its way. Obviously, it'll be on HBO Max again. As I said, I'll have to wait until it comes on something else, probably. Well, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Let me know what you think. Anyway, till we meet again, guys, let me know about this or anything to do with films and TV. I like to look at, you know, anything you write. If you want to write about something else, please do so. I'll love to hear from you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please, until we do meet again, I only ask you to please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.